And it goes a little something like.
Hello and welcome back to my channel. I'm Ashley, a licensed esthetician, and today we are going to be doing a brow wax and tint on Natalie. So with Natalie's brows, she's been trying to grow her brows out for a few months now, so we haven't even waxed them. So today we're going to be doing a brow wax and tint on her brows. I am going to start by using Green Tea Cleanser by SkinScript mixed with some water, and we are just going to be cleansing these brows, and we're going to be making sure that they are very clean and that the skin around it is clean as well, so that it's prepared and ready for the tint.
Welcome to another day in the life of...
For the tinting process, a lot of people do map out the brows, but what I'm going to do instead is I'm not really a brow mapping type of person because I've been doing brows for super long and I know Natalie's brows pretty well. So I'm going to be brushing up the brows to kind of see where we want her brow line to be. Also, they keep laughing because my brother is in the room and he keeps making jokes. His brow wax is on the YouTube channel as well if you want to watch that. But I brushed up her brows so I could see where the tint's gonna go, and then I'm gonna be going in with the tint. So the tint that I'm gonna be using today is Reflectisil's Shade 3. It's a natural brown, and I am mixing it with a volumizer oxidant of 3%. And I'm just gonna be going in and kind of figuring out the shape that we are gonna be going for today. I try to keep my lines as clean as possible, but I will be going in with a Q-tip as well and cleaning up the edges. But I try to keep it as clean as possible so I could try and figure out a shape. I'm going to be moving on to the second brow and doing the exact same thing, laying down the tint so that both sides can get tinting done before I start doing the cleanup process.
Welcome to another day in the life of...
Okay, so here I am going in with a Q-tip. It is very slightly damp. I don't want it to be too wet because if it is, it'll start messing up the tint too much, sliding it around. So I want to keep it nice and very lightly damp. So I'm cleaning up the edges before I let it sit for a few minutes. This is a trick I've shared a few times, but something that I saw a different YouTuber do is she said if you take a damp aesthetic wipe and you lightly remove a decent amount of the tint, but you keep some of it on, it continues to tint as you're waxing, but there's not a lot of tint for it to get all over the place. Instead of just standing there for 5 minutes staring at their brows, you're able to wax the brows while it's still tinting.
Pathways, but your heart's still in mine.
Here I am brushing up the brows once again so that I could see the line that we kind of made with the tint. Plus it takes off a little more tint, like I was talking about before, on the brows so that it's not a heavy amount. This is a very light amount of tint that's still on there, but it helps see the shape a little more on like what we're trying to achieve. But then I'm going to go in with the wax because I already have my line that I visually want to follow. So it is kind of like mapping, but I have the line I want to follow, and then I go over it with the wax and hold the skin taut and wax the wax strip off.
We used to say to each other, we belong together, me and you forever. Tell me where you've been, yeah, since our break.
Always make sure you're staying as parallel as you can to the skin as well, so that you don't have any lifting. Okay, I'm brushing the hair down so I can get a better view of the top shape. I'm gonna do the exact same, put a wax on, and then hold the skin taut and wax the top.
Bag of all your things, the memories of when I kissed you. Remember when we used to say to each other, we belong together, me and you forever. We belong together, me and you forever. We belong together, me and you forever.
Okay, gotta make sure you hit the middle of the brow so that we don't have any unibrows up in here. So her brows grow pretty long, so I'm going to be giving them a little bit of a trim. I brush all the hairs up so that I could see the ones I want to trim, and then lightly go around and make sure you don't cut the wrong hairs. If you cut like one wrong hair, it could change the whole look of the brow. So I'm just giving them a little trim, and I'm being very careful and taking my time. We're going to be going in with that Skin Script Green Tea Cleanser Water Mixture again, and we're going to make sure that the brows are completely tint free. This is really important because the tint will just continue to oxidize throughout the entire day. So if you send them home with tint on their brows, it will keep tinting throughout the whole night, and they could have very dark brows by morning. So you just have to make sure it is very cleaned out. The aesthetic wipe is very damp at this point, and I'm just going through and I'm making sure that I am grabbing all of it. Now sometimes if a client wants the tint to last a little longer, I might leave like a tiny bit. You know, I'm not like super scrubbing their brows, but you still have to be very careful because they will wake up with darker brows. To go in with a cooling unscented lotion and go over the brows so that it feels nice and hydrating, moisturizing, cooling, all of the works. It's kind of like an aloe lotion. It's really nice for redness and keeping redness down, but yes, it's like a post balm for waxing. and they love it. All my clients love it. Plus it's like a little facial massage as well. I had to do a little zoom in moment because hello, these brows are beautiful. I love Natalie's brows, especially when she does want to have them thicker, because look, we were able to create such a nice shape from the brow hairs that she naturally had. We just tinted them a little darker and it made it look super, super good. I'm a perfectionist, so I had to go in a little bit with some tweezers and make sure I wasn't missing any loose hairs because that bothers me super bad. But yes, I'm just kind of going through and tweezing them.
Do you like it?
Yeah, I do.